Our book is called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs.
We already did that, Miss
We have read it once. This is our second time. So who told this story?
Big Bad Wolf.
The Big Bad Wolf. And he says what? Does he think it's his fault?
Yeah.
He thinks it's his fault that everything happened? What was he going to get from the pigs?
Sugar.
Why was he getting sugar?
Because he ran out.
He ran out. What was he making, Eli?
Cake.
What was he making, Eli?
A birthday cake.
Cake for who, Eli?
His grandma.
Oh, Tristan, I'm asking Eli.
Grandma.
For his grandma. Dawson, was he able to get any sugar?
No.
What happened? Something was wrong with him. What was wrong with him?
Pull him tied down.
He did. He was sneezing, wasn't he? And he blew their house down because he was sick. All right, let's see. We're going to start with page 1. Well, we're going to read it, and you can help me. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard of my side of the story. I'm the what? Who is this? The wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat up cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. Do you guys like to eat cheeseburgers?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I love cheeseburgers. They smell good.
They smell good. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. It says this is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time land, I was making what am I making? Tristan, what was he making? A cake, a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was what, Ham? A pig. And he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of what, Aaron?
Straw.
What did he build it out of? I heard Tristan. Straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, "Little pig, are you in?" I was just about to go home without my cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. And that's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. So I huffed and I puffed and I achoo! I sneezed a great sneeze, and what happened? The pig's straw house fell down.
But there was a pig inside.
And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down, and right in the middle of the pile was the first little pig. He had been home the whole time. Yep, you see his bottom. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so what did he do? He ate him up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He built his house out of what, Eli? Sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. So I called, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? And he yelled back, go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. Oh no, he huffed and he puffed. He tried to cover his mouth, but achoo! He sneezed a great sneeze, and you're not going to believe it, but what happened?
The pig.
Yeah, the house blew down, just like his brothers.
And his butt is sticking out.
Yeah, there it is with his tail. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig.
Is the pig still alive?
Now you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little bit better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old Granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains in the family because he built his house out of what, Dawson? Bricks. What did he build it out of, Tristan? Did you have something to add?
I want to go to Bricks School.
Well, we'll take turns. I knocked on the brick house and no one answered. So what did he call? He called what?
The pig.
Well, what's it made out of, Tristan? Bricks. And he called, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little pig said? He said, get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Was that very nice? Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear old Granny's what? Birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I what? Achoo! Once again. Then the third little pig yelled, and your old Granny can sit on a pin. That's not a very nice pig. Did the house fall down? No, it didn't fall down.
It's strong.
No, it was strong. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my Granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down this little pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. Yeah, he did. Yep. The rest, as they said, is history. And here's the newspaper. It says, Big Bad Wolf. And whose picture's on there?
Big Bad Wolf.
Yep, the wolf. The news reporters found out about the two pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down. And they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. That's the real story. I was framed, but maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. Where's he at? What, Tristan?
If he go crazy and he pulled the house down and it didn't fall down.
And it didn't fall down because their house was made out of what?
Bricks.
Bricks. And are bricks
And
pretty
he got an
strong?
idea, and then he go in the chimney.
Yeah. And he went down in the chimney and tried to get in.
Yeah, and they fell, and then he went out.
And then he jumped out. Is that what you see there?